Hello everyone. Is this healthy? Is this healthy? I want you to tell me when you watch these clips. Tell me if you think this is healthy. Is this healthy for them? Is this healthy for our society? Is this healthy for what is known as Western civilization? From Europe to United States, Canada, all the way down to Australia. Is this healthy? Think about it and answer. Answer. This isn't a rhetorical question. I want you to say whether you think this is healthy or not.
I hate everyone. Everyone's a sheep. Everyone's an NPC. Everyone is stupid. Everyone is brainwashed. We're all brainwashed. We're all slaves. This is a hell realm. Everything sucks. I hate everyone. Everyone's a sheep. Everyone's an NPC. Everyone is stupid. Everyone is brainwashed. We're all brainwashed. We're all slaves. This is a hell realm. This is a shitty world. I hate everyone. This sucks. Yeah, well, I suppose you came here to feel validated in those thoughts, right? And I'm pretty sure there's already going to be comments saying like, "Oh, everything sucks. You're right. I agree with you. I resonate with this video already, even if it's only been 10 seconds into this video." And I'm gonna tell you guys right now that this isn't that type of video. And honestly, I could have easily made that video. I mean, I'm already putting the title "Everything Sucks." And I could probably do a thumbnail where like I look so defeated and done with life and everything, and this type of video could easily get so many views and give me so much growth and like give me so many more new subscribers just like this, just because I'm framing a video this way. And I know this is the type of content that people are reaching for as well these days. And I'm not here to say that there's anything wrong with this type of content either. And the thing about understanding why this type of content gets so many views usually is because I've also been there. I've also been that kind of person who is seeking and consuming these types of videos and needed to feel validated in these thoughts, because this is the reason why I started this channel. This channel started from a real place of frustration. I was angry at the world. I just got out of a toxic job, and I've had all this awareness coming in about how everything is structured, and I was so mad about everything. And I needed to hear other people say the same thing, and I needed to hear other people say that everything sucks and that people are NPCs and that nothing makes sense in this world and everything is just fucked. And like, I just needed to hear that, and I got that. And it's the reason why this channel started. And I know how it feels like to not want anybody to tell you how to fix your life or giving you advice on how to move forward and do things, and just to tell you that yes, this world has problems, this world has issues, this person's to blame, this society is to blame, these people are idiots, these people are like I was once that person that needed to hear that. That is what comforted me, and it helped me shape the mindset that I have now. And I don't regret making those types of videos. Those videos came from a real place. I was genuinely feeling what I was feeling, that those feelings were real, they were honest. And I was also trying to look for other creators that were speaking the same type of language as me, and trying to discover other people and watch more content like this. And it helped a lot, definitely at the time, it really did. But after making these videos for over a year, and how I've changed over time, and how this awareness has shaped my mindset and everything, I don't think I want to stay in that place where I just want to hear people say that everything sucks and that we're doomed and that this generation is cooked, the Gen Z is cooked, and I don't want to keep consuming that type of content, that type of mindset. And it's also not about saying, oh, well, it's time, like Life Outrage is going to be positive now. I mean, I don't think this channel has gotten suddenly positive. I've only like questioned something deeper than the typical thought of, oh, we're all brainwashed and this earth is a hell realm and we're all slaves and everything sucks and everybody's an NPC. I think the real question is what happens when we stay in that framework for such a long time. And I think the thing that I'm mainly wondering about is how can somebody just want to stay in that framework, or is even able to stay in that mindset all the time, because I've been feeling all of these emotions for over a year, and I've not.
I find it interesting how whenever someone says that they don't want to work their life away, what NPCs do is that they call them a loser, they shame them, and they discourage them. Well, I should say it like this. They encourage them to waste their life away at a 9 to 5. And it's always interesting how that works. There's people that actually don't need to work 9 to 5s that could technically just work a part-time job and live with their parents if they wanted to. And maybe their parents are completely fine with that, but what the herd are going to do is they're going to say, no, you have to work a 9 to 5. You have to. And like my brother, for example, he lives at home still. He works a 9 to 5. He contributes to the bills, he helps out. But he technically doesn't need to work a 9 to 5. He technically doesn't need to do that because he's not in a position where he has to do that. He's not in a position where he's desperate for money or he needs to pay off something. Heck, he lives car free as well because we live in a city. So my point is, there's so many people that are working a 9 to 5 that are wasting away their lives on work that they don't want to do, when in reality they don't actually have to live like that. They only do that because they're expected to. Now, I got a comment on my last video where I was talking about how I was going to move back in with my parents so I could pursue my creative passions and potentially make money from that. And the reason why I'm going to be moving back in with my parents is because right now I work a full-time job, and I have to work a full-time job so I can pay my rent, but I don't want to live like that. I want to have time to pursue my hobbies, to pursue my passions. And one person in the comment section told me, oh, so you're just going to mooch off your parents, or you're just going to leech off your parents, or you're just going to have your parents be your slaves? And I mean, before I even get into the absurd, to pursue my hobbies, to pursue my passions. And one person in the comment section told me, oh, so you're just going to mooch off your parents, or you're just going to leech off your parents, or you're just going to have your parents be your slaves? And I mean, before I even get into the absurdity of that comment, it's kind of funny when you say that you're living with your parents and people automatically assume that the dynamic is a certain way. Like what he just did right there. He assumed that I'm going to be mooching off of my parents. And he was like, oh, your parents are just going to provide you everything? Your parents are just going to work for you? See, that's the thing about people. Just because you say you live with your parents, that doesn't mean that the dynamic you have in your head is what that person is living like. Everyone is a slave. Everyone. Well, not just everyone, actually, but everything. Every living thing is a slave. And when I say slave, I don't just mean wage slavery. Although we all are wage slaves. But what I'm saying is a lot more complex than that. Everyone and everything is a slave. And that's just how it is in this reality. All of these leaves, all of these plants right here that you see, slaves, they're slaves. The ants running around on the ground. Everything is a lie. Everything. And the Matrix is one big lie. It's actually astonishing the lengths the Matrix would go through to maintain the status quo. It's actually astonishing. And everyone fell for it. Everyone got pranked. And they don't even know it. At least the vast majority of them. My channel is for the people that do know they got pranked. Some people are just so used to the Matrix.
Take a look at the titles. Look at the thumbnails. Look at the titles. Jobs suck. I don't want to do this anymore. Jobs are a waste of life. I'm tired of fighting in my mind. I'm done. It's a scam. Reproducing disgusts me. I hate everyone. Everyone is ugly. Is on the screen. Forever alone. Everyone leaves you in the end. It's a nightmare. Leave me alone. Work sucks. It's all misery.
It's kind of crazy when I realized that basically every single job I've ever had in my entire life has been complete and utter garbage. It's kind of crazy when I think about that. It's just very unfortunate, actually. That's the more accurate term to use. It's unfortunate. Every single job sucks. Every single one. And in this video, I'm going to basically talk about all of the jobs I've had thus far. And I'm basically just going to share with you guys my miserable experience working jobs. Now, I'm 25 years old and I've been working since I was about 18 years old. Why is reality set up in the way that it's set up? That's a question that I've always asked myself. Why does it feel like reality is this culmination, this combination of very unfortunate things? Why is that? It's probably better to put it as reality is a combination of both positive and negative. So I haven't uploaded any videos in the past 3 days, and there's a big reason why. I've been doing a lot of thinking. I've been thinking about the trajectory of my life, and I did a lot of self-reflection, and I've come to the conclusion on day one I've come to the conclusion that the way things are, I can't keep doing this. I just can't keep doing this. And I'm thinking about the future of this channel, and I mean, I'm not trying to say that I'm going to stop making videos. I'm not going to stop making videos, at least for now. But, you know, as some of you may know, I've been doing these videos for a very long time. Probably not as long as people like Born Into a Corrupt System, but I first started making videos in February of 2024. You know, I remember getting that initial engagement from all the viewers. Well, what happened was I posted my first video and no one watched it for like
All right, so let's hop on over here. What's the difference between life sucks and everything about this life is nauseating? These channels get lots of views for saying the same things over and over as each other. Life sucks. Everything about this life is nauseating. Life is disgusting. I don't want to work. Work sucks. And that's all they do. Is this healthy? Is this healthy to watch? You can watch this shit if you want to. Go ahead, watch this.
On your day. And that's what life is. Everything about this life is nauseating. Working, chasing money, never winning in life, never getting by, or just getting by, if even that. We just never get a break in life. We're always on the grind, we're always trying to make ends meet. We're always trying to make money. That's our whole point of life. It's all we do. It's all we do. The same stupid things happen over and over. Here comes football season starting again now. You hear that stupid song that goes, you get the point. I don't feel like even singing the whole thing, but we just literally just live in a loop, a nauseating loop, where we just do the same thing over and over and over.
And nauseating. It's baffling. It's baffling. It's baffling. Look at this guy. Look at this. Rocks in his head. Pure misery. Fake laughter. Nothing about him is joyful, just miserable. It is misery personified. The embodiment of misery is on the screen. That's what it is.
That's why I say the same shit over and over. Might as well we do the same shit over and over and over. So I keep pointing out
You keep repeating yourself. You might as well keep repeating yourself forever. 16,000 views, 1,000 likes. He gets money from this shit. He pushes misery programming onto the masses, thousands of them, for shekels. Misery programming for shekels. Shills for shekels. That's what he does. He's miserable, so he wants company. He wants to push misery. Pure misery.
What we do over and over and over. That's basically what this channel's about. It's describing what we do over and over and over. We celebrate the same things over and over and over. We work for the same thing over and over and over. We pay the same bills over and over and over. The only crazy. They say life's not all fun and games. There's a time to have fun, and then there's a time to work. There's a time for play, and then there's a time, you got to go to work and shit. I feel like that's all it is work. There's barely any time to play. There's barely any time for fun. There's so many things that people got to cancel doing because work gets in the way of. Hey, buddy, you want to go see a movie with me tonight? Sorry, Zoe, I can't because I got to go to work. Hey, bro, we're going skydiving. I'm just making up shit for it. Work literally gets in the way of doing fun activities. And then you make all this money to just throw it away. You can't even enjoy yourself and have a good time because the majority of your money you just put on bills.
Mr. Personality. Look at all the life in those dead eyes. No decorations. The most decoration he has there is a smoke alarm, a smoke detector. I can almost hear the beeps just like at Tigga's house. Change that 9-volt. You see it right by the door, right before that entryway there? There's nothing, no decoration, just the blandest paint. Mr. Bland, Mr. Big Nose, Mr. Bland, Mr. Big Nose, Mr. Personality right there. Mr. Personality, Justin.
Hot. What's going on, YouTube? Jill Vlogs here, back at it with another video. Today I wanted to talk about how exhausting it is for me to exist in this world.
Is this a robot? Is this a robot?
Feel like a lot of other people are out here that can 100% resonate with this, exist in this world. Exhausting it is for me to exist in this world. I wanted to talk about how exhausting it is for me to exist in this world. I wanted to talk about how exhausting it is for me to exist in this world. And I feel like a lot of other people are out here that can 100% resonate with this. We're all out here working ourselves to death, and it feels like the goalpost just...
Out where? Out in your car? What do you mean out here? Out where? Out in your car? What do you mean? What do you mean out here?
keeps moving further and further away. People are out here barely surviving. We're all angry. We're all on edge. Our society is away. People are out here barely away. People are out here barely surviving. We're all angry. We're all on edge. Our society has too high of expectations of us. It's like we're expected to work 5 days out of the week with only 2 days off. And when you really think about it, your 2 days off aren't really your 2 days off. The first day, in most scenarios, you're too tired to get out of bed, let alone leave the house. And then on day 2, you're catching up on chores, running errands, trying to get prepared for another work week. And it's literal insanity to me how the cycle just repeats over and over and over again until your time is up here on Earth. And it's more insane how there's people out here that are absolutely okay with this. Humans were never meant to live this way, and I'll never be able to comprehend why there's so many people out here that...
She loves saying out here, out here, out here, out here, out here. Where? In your car? In the woods? Where are you? Out here.
More insane how there's people out here that are absolutely okay with this. Humans were people out here, people out here, people out here, people out here that are absolutely okay with this. Humans were never meant to live this way, and I'll never be able to comprehend why there's so many people out here that just accept this. And it's more frustrating when you tell somebody that you can't do this anymore, or that you're tired of working your life away and not being able to pay your bills, trying to figure out whether you're going to eat or put gas in your car. It's like people look at you like you're crazy. People look at you like you're some type of an alien. It's just kind of like, no, I'm exhausted. I don't want to live my entire life in survival mode. It's like I'm burnt out. I need time to take a break. I need time to recharge. And it's really frustrating when there's people out here that just don't understand me. I don't understand the people that are okay with the way life is. I don't understand the people that, just accept this so easily and fall in line with this, because I know deep down this isn't what humans were meant to be doing here on Earth. We as a society have taken hustle culture way too far. When you really think about it, it's mental and psychological torture on your entire being, on your spirit, on your soul, on your mind, and it gets to a point where you just break down and can't do it anymore.
Is she living in her car out there? Ms. Personality. Ms. Personality. Jill. Jill is Ms. Personality. She gets tons of views. YouTube loves to promote this. Misery programming brings everyone down. It's very popular now to program people with misery.
I've hit a point here recently where I'm struggling to even be able to fundamentally function as a person because I'm so overwhelmed, I'm so overstimulated. I wake up every day, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to survive another day and stay sane in an insane world. And I don't know how people can just do this. I don't know how people thrive in the hustle culture. To me, it's not sustainable, especially when we're not really getting anything out of it. It's insane how we make money our god, money that's lost almost all of its value. We literally put money over each other, and it shouldn't be this way. We live in a day and age where people treat each other like shit just to get more money. There's more people out here scamming. There's more people out here having to do things that they don't want to resort to in order to make more money. And it feels like no matter how much money you have coming in, it feels like you're still going to be broke either way. It doesn't matter how much you budget. It doesn't matter how many streams of income you have coming in. Our dollar is dead, and it gets to a point where you just get like burnt out with it, and it's not worth putting your health at risk. There comes a point in time where you have to put yourself first, and you have to put your mental and emotional well-being over money. Money will always come and go, but your health and your time is something that you can't ever get back. And I hate the way that we as a society treat money like it's everything, because at the end of the day, it's really not. And this is another reason why I've been screaming from the mountaintops that we need a whole life reset. We shouldn't be sacrificing this much of our lives. We shouldn't be putting our health on the line for literally nothing. We shouldn't be putting our health on the line for literally nothing. We shouldn't be sacrificing this much of our lives. We shouldn't be sacrificing this much of our lives. We shouldn't be putting our health on the line for literally nothing. We shouldn't be one missed paycheck away from homelessness. We shouldn't be one missed paycheck away from car repossession. Realistically, with how much of our time we've sacrificed and how hard we work and how much of our asses we bust off, we should be homeowners right now. We should be enjoying the fruits of our own labor. And it's absolutely infuriating how there's people out here that are having to skip meals. They're having to figure out which bill they're going to pay. They're trying to figure out whether they're going to eat.
So you know how as humans we all get sick, we all get headaches, we get fevers, we have colds, we have nausea, anything, any like type of sickness out there. We all go through this crap, but we rarely have the space or the freedom to actually think about how much it annoys us, it disgusts us, it repulses us, and how I hate the fact that we have to deal with this in the first place, and the fact that we have these fragile bodies and that we have to maintain all the time. And it's just like you can be doing whatever you want, you know, like whatever you're doing, you know, whether it's your passion, your hobby, and then suddenly you'll get sick, you'll have a headache, and then it becomes a problem to solve. And that's the part that annoys me, that disgusts me, is that we have to figure this out. We have to, you know, think about, you know, oh, what medication am I going to take? You know, oh, maybe do I have to go to the doctor and book an appointment? And not only that, but once you're getting at the doctors, you're sitting in the waiting room, and you know, it's all these existential like thoughts in my brain about all the feeling of being sick and going through a headache or some sense of discomfort, and the fact that we have to deal with this in the first place, and on top of that to figure out like how to solve this, how to make this like pain, discomfort go away. I don't know, I just find the whole process so absurd. Like sometimes I'm just sitting there, like whether it's at a doctor's appointment or, you know, trying to take medication and trying to make myself feel better, I just find the whole thing absurd. I just don't like the fact that we have to deal with this. And a lot of people will probably view this as just simply complaining, and oh, this is just what we have to go through, this is life, and that's what it is. And yeah, I mean, you can it's easy to say that, but at least we need to have the space to actually be able to express these thoughts and feelings where So yeah, I'm gonna make another video about something I saw on social media. Nothing new here. I guess something about social media is that it sparks something that we can all just discuss and have a conversation about. But essentially, it's about this narrative of, you know, we've all heard this saying before. This narrative of, you know, go chase your dreams, just do it, just go for it, just don't like take chances and like go do something. And I feel like there is something kind of unhealthy about that kind of message that's being spread, and it's also the fact that it's been so normalized for so long, especially in the society where, you know, there's this message that needs to be spread where you have to chase your dream, you have to go for it and take chances, and just it's that feeling of like ignoring reality. And I think it's like that message that people are spreading, that you can just go do something and just go for it, and then hopefully everything falls into place. And you know, and people like to compress all of that into like this short 45-second video where it's all about the message of go chase your dreams. And, you know, not talking about the reality of things, not talking about, you know, it could be anything, whether it's the job market, the economy, money issues, it could be anything, investments, insurance, it could be bureaucracy, paperwork, it could be all of these things that people don't want to mention in these types of videos, because these types of videos, it gives like something, it spreads that positivity that anyone can do anything they want to do. And, you know, and I'm making this video not necessarily saying don't do anything and don't do anything with your life. That's not what I'm trying to say in this video. This video is saying, yeah, you can still pursue something and do something you want to do, but I guess what I'm bothered by is the way society and everybody loves to just ignore reality and not, you know, talk about the hard stuff and the difficult parts of, you know, navigating the system and, you know, and I think anybody who's ever like question things and who sees things the way they are, just know that you can't. This is not an on and off switch. This is know exactly what I want and what I don't want in life. Yeah, and that's a positive. But the downside is that right now I'm kind of just feeling like everything is just becoming increasingly more and more pointless. And I wouldn't say this is a permanent feeling. It's just like when when you're so aware of how things are in this world, the structure and everything, it's becoming hard to find enjoyment in, or just even looking forward to the future. And always having this goal of saying, oh, I would like to do this, I would like to do that. And I think once you become so aware of this world, if we actually had conversations about these real things, but we are there, whether something is staged or it's just not, or when people talk about, I don't know, things that should remain private, to not turn another person into their life story, whether it's and that sense of you can just do anything and just keep moving forward. It's just not the same. That sense of like, oh, you can just go to the next step and do this, have this plan, have this goal, chase this dream. It's just like, it's not. I don't have that anymore. I really don't, because when you really see the world for what it truly is, and because this is the reality, and people will say, well, you just have to change your mindset and change your perspective, but it's like you're asking us to change our mindset on something that's just actually real. I'm not making shit up in my mind. This is just how things actually are. And so the only way to actually function in this world, to just keep on moving forward, to keep on going to work, going to school, and studying and doing our exams and whatever. The only way to just keep doing these things is if you don't think about this stuff. Because if you dwell into this stuff for too long, it's just, and like I said, I'm not, all these things that I'm talking about in these videos, I'm not making shit up. But people will say you just have to change your mindset. And I'm annoyed by the fact that we are being told to just change our mindset, to switch it, and it's on something that's actually real, on something that's actually happening, and
I can understand if we win something out of the deal, then yeah, I mean, I wish that's what I wish sports was like that. It would make sports at least more fun to watch. How do people want to live this? How do people, I say to myself, how do people want to live this? How do people just okay with this? How do people just accept how do people just accept this and just see nothing wrong with it? And to see nothing wrong with it, they're gonna have kids, and then the cycle just keeps going and going and going and going. It just baffles me. Now, I'm not trying to say let's all give up. That's absolutely not what I'm trying to say. But it's just, how don't people see anything wrong with this whole life situation, this whole society situation? It's like they don't see anything wrong going and going and going and going. It just baffles me. Now, I'm not trying to say let's all gonna have kids, and then the cycle just keeps going and going and going and going. It just baffles me. Now, I'm not trying to say let's all give up. That's absolutely not what I'm trying to say. And just see nothing wrong with it. And to see nothing wrong with it, they're gonna have kids, and then the cycle just keeps going and going and going and going. It just baffles me. Now, I'm not trying to say let's all give up. That's absolutely not what I'm trying to say.
All right, everyone. I think I'm going to end it. I think I'm going to end it here. It just baffles him. It just baffles him. I'll end it here. This is a good view of him. The pock marks and the profile view of him with his head turned to the side. My goodness, blocked out the sun. Thank you for watching, everyone, and I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye for now.